What's up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog, and thanks for tuning in. Today's a pretty boring day. It's a Tuesday. I just left work. I'm heading home right now, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a vlog and talk a little bit about cinematic sequences. They can make for pretty good transition sequences to like show that you're going somewhere or whatever, or give a little synopsis of where you're at when you're vlogging. And so I thought I would just do one on my way home and just show you guys how simple it is to piece together a simple little cinematic looking sequence set to music pretty much anywhere that you're at. So I'm just going to take a few shots here on my way home on my commute and make a little, not very long, 15-second, 20-second long cinematic sequence set to music, just to give you guys a demonstration of how you can transition things in your vlog. I don't use this enough because I always forget to shoot these shots when I'm going places or when I'm doing something. I always get to the end of the day and I'm like, I didn't get any of the B-roll for cinematic transitional sequences. But I'm going to do one today and see how it turns out in this low lighting. I'm using my Sony RX100, so but I'm only going to shoot at 60 frames per second. There's not enough light to shoot faster than that right now, because I want to bump my shutter speed up to 125 if I'm shooting at 60 frames. So I don't want to have super grainy footage, and I might anyway, but we'll see how it turns out. Not the best scenario light wise. It's a boring activity, but we'll see if we can get something cool out of it. Alright, so there you go. You can take something as mundane as driving across town and turn it into a really cool, nice, moody, cinematic sequence. Now that ended up being longer than I planned on. I was thinking 20 to 30 seconds. It ended up being a minute long, but I think it all turned out really good. I had way too much footage. I recorded way too many clips, but it's better to have too many clips than too few clips. So as I said before, I shot all of that footage in 60 frames per second. And what that allows me to do is to take it and slow it down in a 24 frames per second project, which this is. So you get 40% slower footage, which for most slow motion stuff is plenty slow. In fact, some of the clips I didn't even slow down all the way to 40%. Some of them I did at 80% or 60%. But 60 frames per second will allow you to slow it down to 40% of its speed, which gives you a nice slow motion. I couldn't really shoot higher than 60 frames per second, so if I would have went to 120 frames per second, then my shutter speed would have needed to have been at 1/240th of a second, which would then make my ISO have to be higher, which would have turned out even grainier. Now this footage already was borderline on the graininess, but it was usable, and I think it turned out really nice. Also, just a little side note, I did edit that entire sequence. In fact, this entire vlog I'm editing on my iPad Pro. It's one of my favorite ways to edit video. Just ease of use, portability. I can edit anywhere. In fact, I edited that whole sequence last night, sitting in my bed at like 11:30 at night in the dark, just with my AirPods in my ears and going to town cutting up footage. There's a really good video editing app on it called LumaFusion, which is what I use to edit videos on my iPad, and it works really well. Let me just show you a little bit here. So this is the project on my iPad. As you can see, you can just scrub left and right, real smooth. You can make your cuts down here. There's my cuts. The green track is my music track. You can even see the waveform here. so you can see to the beat to edit the shots to the beat. Just works really well. You can put titles in it and just scrub and see your footage nice and smooth. And it's got tons of stuff in it. You can pick a clip and you can go in to edit it, and there's all kinds of things you can do to position, resize it, change the framing. Again, here you can scrub through your clip when you're editing it. If you go over to here, you can apply different LUTs and looks to it, which is how I color graded this. I used two different LUTs on this one. You can see what it looks like without the LUTs. If I take these off, that's the stock out of camera footage right there. So I just warmed it up a little bit and then used that LUT just to give it kind of a nice, because this is more what it actually looked like. It was the golden hour, sun was going down. This was pretty real to how the scene looked, and it just gives it kind of a cool film look. So that's LumaFusion in a nutshell. Great app. The only downside to editing with an iPad is that I don't have a really big iPad as far as storage, so I can't put a lot of footage on the iPad. I have a Lightning SD card adapter, so I can plug it into my iPad and I can transfer footage straight from the SD card out of the camera onto my iPad. There's a couple step process to get it there, but once I get it there, then I can go to town editing. It is a great option to use every now and then to edit a quick little vlog, and so that's why I used it for this one, just to get it out quick, because I knew if I waited I would not get around to doing it. That's going to do it for this vlog. Thanks for watching, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you found it useful. I know you guys that usually watch my vlogs don't necessarily care about all this technical stuff and camera techniques and whatever, but every now and then I like to do them. Maybe somebody will find it useful, find it helpful. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, leave them in the comments or send me a message. I'd love to help you out. See you guys in the next one.